What is going on, guys? Pumpson87 here, and today I'm bringing you another AOR Oceania League race review. Actually, there's two races in this one video for today. It's the Singapore and the Malaysian Grand Prix, and going straight into it really. Singapore Grand Prix, my qualifying wasn't great. I qualified down the order, but I started on the super soft tyres, aiming to do the one stop. I think it's going to be a dry race, I believe, but yeah, going for the 5 lights now on the grid in P12, sorry, P11, not P12, but light start, and away we go. All 99 ahead, we've got Funk Guru ahead of us, a newcomer to the league, although here from ASR, as New Zealand Ryan got a very poor start, and drops way down the order back into P10, and well, P11 even, as we actually lose position to Harry Ryan off the start. That's not a great start, a bit too cautious there, as now we're going through the rest of the first lap. Want to try and survive and keep our front wing intact. That's the sole aim for the first lap of this race, as Funk Guru and New Zealand are going side by side down the DRS straight, even though DRS isn't deployed yet, but they're going towards the left-hander now, and they're going side by side. New Zealand Ryan has a position, but there's a few cars off there. It's Acho, and he steers into the path of Funk Guru, who brakes suddenly, and we lose our front wing on him, and now we've just understood into the wall. That's just a great start to our race there. I mean, to be fair, watching it back, it looked like the actual understeering to the wall part was actually my fault, but it's just a little bit frustrating. Actually, I probably came a little bit too aggressively back on the track into Funk Guru's path, which meant a constant effect means I hit the back of him, and then left myself vulnerable to a car down the inside, which means I had to leave room, and that's completely ruined my race basically. So end of lap 1, we have to come in for a tyre change, a front wing change. We're going the soft tyres to run as far into this race as possible. We're in last place quite clearly. Acho is, well, he stopped ahead of us, but he's at least like 5-10 seconds already up the road. And he's a pretty quick guy, so there's no chance of catching him. So we had a very quiet race. We saw no one all the way to lap 18, when Warden 99, who's having a pretty meh race, as it's going to be said, has caught at the back of us. He just recently made a pit stop. He's on the super soft tyres, and he has so much more pace than me. So there's no point fighting him. Give him the inside line, and there we go. Good move for Warden there. And now he's into P10. So it took that remaining, that sole point I got. A few people were crashing out and disconnecting along the way, like Funk Guru crashed, and one or two of people made mistakes. Massive Circus behind us for some reason. I'm not quite sure what happened to him this race, but we decided to come in for a set of ultra soft tyres, as the softs, it's very sketchy as ever again last at the end, and I felt like I wanted to go on the quickest tyres, as I was already way down the order. I wanted to try something different and have a blast to the finish of this race. So, as you can see already, this race is very quiet, not really much happening, which is why it's combined with the Malaysia highlights. But tonight, lap 22, he can easily take his tyres at the end, and Jetson actually pitted just in front of us, and now he's on the super soft tyres going towards the end. And we have the pace advantage, guys. We want to get past him. He is in P10. He's holding that one solitary point I want. And it's also very crucial to get past him now and pull away from him, as a little birdie in my ear, well, someone retired, I think it was Harry Ryan. No, Harry Ryan's still racing. Someone told me, it was the party chat anyway, that Jetson only had 1 penalty at a time and I had 2. So I really wanted to get past him as soon as possible, and you can see we have much more pace than him at this point of the race. We're clipping all our apexes very nicely as we're going through the final corner now, taking that very nice. Got DRS. Can we get past him on the start finish straight? No, we can't, but we do get purple, the fastest lap of the race at this point, as everyone else head up the road are on dead tyres. They take 2 on very nicely. Think I got on the inside there, but Jetson obviously not leaving any room. That would have been a very ambitious move to go up the inside there, but we're just letting him know that we're here in case he makes any mistakes. So we take this corner very nicely, gone to DRS straight, very good. A little bit of oversteer, but we don't lose any momentum at all there. Rich mix, and we should be an easy pass really. He defends the inside, we go around the outside. Can we brake late as possible and go around his outside? Yes, we can. We go a little bit on the curbing, a little bit of oversteer once again. But Jetson now looking down my inside into the next corner, a little bit of contact, leave the room. But I've got position ahead of him, and that's us up to P10, finally into the points in this race. Let's see if we can progress from here. Harry Ryan is a little bit up the road though, in fact actually miles up the road. I mean, you can see on the mini-map he is miles away. So there's no real chance of catching Harry Ryan now. All we got to do is try and pull away from Jetson so that he doesn't finish ahead of us at the time penalty. So we go around the corner now. We made a mistake, hit the ball, and that's us bottling it out of the race. Now you guys can probably see, well, there was no race review from last week for the Singapore Grand Prix. So that's why I combined it at the start of this video, and just very unlucky. The pace I had in the first few laps on the ultra soft tyres, I was very pleased with. I had a lot of confidence, and I feel like I would have got the P10 ahead of Jetson had I not bottled it, but oh well, that's just the way it is. And now we're on qualifying around Malaysia. It's worth noting, by the way, that in Singapore, my teammate Chimchar actually got a P5, so that's really good results for Haas. He got a one-stop, started at the back, and then just moved his way through the carnage, because there was a few instances at race, a few people crashing into each other. So he took full advantage and just worked his way up the order. So real good congrats to him. Like, he did very good that race. But start this qualifying lap now wasn't a great turn 1 and 2. I'm 2 tenths down on my personal best. I probably could have got an extra 10th as well. So we lost a lot of time already at the start of this lap. But now going through that corner, turn 4, not too bad. Now we're going through the high speed turn 6 and turn 5 and turn 6. Very nice through there. It's a great feeling in these 2017 cars. And now clipping the apexes up both these corners. Miss the apex of that one slightly, so lose a little bit of time. But we are up on our personal best by a couple of attempts now as I go into the hairpin. Clipping the apex nicely. It's very easy to lose the back end here, and we did actually do that. Probably a little bit too cautious on the throttle though, as I'm now going towards the right hander. What I'm aiming for this lap is a high 31, as I did that in practice. I feel like I could easily get into 31s, although with the mistake in the first sector, it's going to be very hard to do. Now we're going for the ultimate corner, a very tricky corner on the F1 calendar. We could probably get a little bit wider entry, and that would have helped momentum onto the back straight, but nonetheless, we're going on the back straight now, as we're a few tenths ahead. I'm actually half a second ahead of our previous lap time. And as we're going through the final corner, DRS open, go quite nicely through there, no oversteer or anything like that, no big dramas. Where will it be? It's P7 for the moment, a 132, well, low 32. So not quite 31, but we've got P7 on the grid, which isn't too bad. It's better than Malaysia. So I could be fairly happy with that. I had a Jetson, and behind him Marduk, who actually had a quite poor qualifying. But if you look at the results, from 7th to 10th, separated by a few hundredths. That was an insanely close qualifying. I mean, the guys up front, the top 6, there's a bit of a margin from me to Ben, but from like 7th to 10th, very close stuff. So very lucky to get P7 there. As now on the super soft tyres, don't know if you guys noticed, but the strategy is, well, the weather forecast is rain in the last third of this race, maybe. So we're starting super soft tyres, maybe go to the mediums for the middle stint. So P7 the grid, what can we do? Let's out of the way we go, and it's a okay start, not that great. Jetson's got a better start than us. We're going side by side towards turn 1. We've got the inside line though, so we might be able to do something here as we break down very nicely. We're on the inside. Jetson, there was a Renault there, spun off the side of the track. We'll have to see what happened there in a second. But we look on the outside there of Ben, nothing really happening, but we got position from Jetson, so that's what we wanted really, into P6 to start this race. And we've got full front wing, keeping Nelson clean, just make sure we don't make any mistakes, and let's see what we can do with the pace during this race. And now behind the top bunch, looks like New Zealand Ryan's putting away a little bit at the front as Ben's all over the back of Proza. No, it's not Proza. It's Jared in the Toros. So we got a little bit wide there, and Jetson's looking on her inside into the two fast right-handers, but he can't really do much there. He wasn't fully alongside. As the Toro Rosso and the Williams going side by side ahead, Ben's looking on the inside of Jared into the hairpin, but doesn't really get the position. There's a little bit of oversteer from both of them at the corner. We're right on the back of the Williams, thinking about making a move down the inside of that corner, but no, Ben shuts us off. And we actually lost a lot of time there as we went for the outside line, but then we missed the apex of that next corner. And that's actually cost us a bit of time to Ben there. And that's actually put us under pressure from Jetson behind as we leave. It actually surprised us with the dive bomb into the penultimate corner, and we tried to leave the room on the inside line, but they left him a bit too much room, a little bit too kind to Jetson there, and that's given him the position into, well, the final corner. But we look at the inside, a little bit of contact with his rear left wheel, but not too bad, as he still kept ahead, unfortunately, and we're actually running a lot more ring than a lot of the people during this race, and that's going to hurt us down the straight. As you can see, can't get anywhere near him, even with the slipstream. He was pulling away from us, so he's gone a little bit too deep into turn 1. I think I look at the inside, but can't really do much there. And Jetson has got the position ahead of us, unfortunately. Let's see if we can challenge him through the rest of this race. But now, having some replays off the start, we've got Warden99, who started P4 behind his teammate New Zealand Ryan, Dominator got an excellent pole position as Prozza then P3. So looking on the outside into turn 1, Warden not really doing much there, but he's got a tap from behind. Someone's tapped him from behind, and he's spun around. Not really much Warden could do there. Bit of a racing incident, but I feel like, I don't know, it might be one sent to the stewards, who knows. There was actually Ben, by the way, who, or Team at Marduk, who spun him round, just to give him a little tap, and that was enough to spin him and send him right to the back of the field. So unlucky for Warden, as Neon Tree Dome swerves to the left to avoid the spinning Rhino. Otherwise, well, you can never tell with the ghosting system in this game, so it's probably wise from Tree Dome there as he makes contact with the Force India. So Tree Dome there, not really a good gainer from this first lap, as he had to swerve the stricken Renault. But now on the end of lap 3, still behind Jetson. He's pulled a little bit away from us, and they've got DRS as we're still within a second, and now someone bottling it behind. I'm gonna have a look replay to see who it was. It's Def Bro, and he's just normally going out the corner and just all of a sudden just spins into the wall. Lost of traction, and that is game finisher. He is out of this race and absolutely fuming probably. And now we've got Massive Berserk all over the back of us. He's looking to the inside line. We could have defended it. I don't know why we didn't defend, looking back on it. But he's now got the inside line. It pushes us a little bit wide. But really, I feel like Massive Berserk would have got the position anyway. He had a lot of pace this race. And he started all the way back of the field. I think he started like P12 or something. And he's making his way up. And he's done quite a few overtakes so far this race. And showing good pace, it's got to be said. And now we've got Toros up the side. It's Jared. Looks like he's bottled it again in this race. Very unfortunate. He bottled it in Italy when he got pole position, and now he's bottled it again. Very unfortunate for him, as he was quite far up the order. But now we've got to quite a few cars all close together up ahead. We've got Jetson on the back of Dominator, as Dominator actually has front wing damage at this point of the race, as he had a collision with Tim Marek, I believe. And that's really costing him, as Jetson are going very slowly through the pull to a corner. They give him a little bit of a shove through there. Luckily he didn't get any damage. That would have been really costly for us if we had got damage from that. But Dominator, I believe, has front wing damage from that collision with Ben, and that actually did go to the stewards and can confirm. So I guess I'll mention what happens with that in the next race, which is Japan. But more about that later. Dominator's in the pits, and we're now starting lap 6. And now, cutting on to the end of lap 6, we've got Warden 99 all over the back of us, as once again he looks up the inside of the penultimate corner. So a lot of dive bombs were happening in the penultimate corner there, and it actually cost me a lot of time, as I have to back out of it and give him room on the inside, and that's just costing me time to Jetson as I'm trying to catch up to him ahead. But now I've got Warden 99 going up the inside into the two right-handers. I don't know how he got so much speed through turn 5 and 6 there, but I guess he had a lot less tyre wear than me. But speaking of tyre wear, we're going to pit lane now. We're trying to go for the undercut strategy, go on to medium tyres quite soon, and get the jump hopefully on Warden and Jetson. So going to the pits now, fitting in the medium tyres, run as long as possible into this race. Hopefully until the rain period happens, whenever that will be. I'm hoping to be somewhere around lap 20, 25, any later than that, and I'll be facing a lot of tyre wear issues. So going to pit lane now. We're now into P10, but obviously a lot of people ahead haven't pitted, like Harry Ryan and Black Knight, and Dominator is just behind us now on track. With that early pit stop, I'm guessing for the front wing change as well. So make a bit of a mistake there, hoping to do the undercut on the guys ahead, and a little bit of a lapse in concentration, which is make a mistake, go into the grass there, and that lost us a bit of time to Jetson's now going to pit lane now, and he's about, give or take, about 3 seconds ahead of us, so a bit annoying, as we could have got much closer to him had we not made the mistake. As obviously the grass and tyres did affect us for a few corners afterwards, and we didn't really see anyone for the whole of that stint. Jetson was just too far ahead and pulling away slightly, and now we've caught up the back of Black Knight, who hasn't made a pit stop. He's been on those medium tyres since the start of this race, so he's struggling quite a bit of tyre wear by this stage, and it's going to be quite easy pickings really. So you look at the inside of the first corner, but not really much doing there. But he misses the apex, as he really doesn't have much grip on those tyres. I'm guessing we'll be stopping soon for like the softs or the supers, but he gets a lots of traction out of turn 2, and it's going to be easy pickings up the inside, up the hill towards turn 4. We've got the inside line as well, so you can't really do anything, and that is back up to P6 actually. So P6 in this race is still really good, as it looks like we've got the position to the flag. We've got Aaron, who's just behind Black Knight now, and I believe Neon Tree Dome just behind him. Dominator, I'm not sure what happened to him, I think he bottled it. He wasn't lacking pace though after the pit stops, so not quite sure what happened. He was battling a bit with Aaron as well and Tree Dome. But now lap 24, the rain is finally coming down, which is a good time as well, because my tyre wear is awful right now. My front left tyre especially is just ridiculously bad. I think it's like 80%, 80 plus percent, and I'm really surprised I didn't get a puncture. But lap 25, going to pit lane now, 4 set intermediate tyres. They're going a 3-lap stint on the intermediate stint, and I was a bit unsure about whether this is the right time to go on the intermediate tyres. I was thinking maybe one more lap and they probably would have been optimal conditions, but we're going to pit box now. Only one way to find out whether you've got the right choice or not. And DRS is actually disabled, so we timed it to perfection. But I don't really think there's much we can do from this. So Jetson was at least 7 seconds ahead. And there'll be no time penalties, as I mean, I didn't get time penalties, but nor did anyone else really for this race. Aaron behind us pitted on the earlier lap, so when the conditions weren't ideal for the intermediate tyres. So we're comfortably ahead of him now, and Tree Dome actually staying out on the medium tyres. He's going to brave out till the end of this race now. He must be doing. I mean, he's staying out on the mediums now. He's just going to lose time if he pits. Although to be fair, a lot of people also haven't pitted. But now about lap 27, Jetson and pretty much everyone ahead have pitted on the intermediate tyres. We gained 2-3 seconds in. We're now 5 seconds back from the Ferrari. Really nothing much we can do there, challenging the guys. We're just going to be holding neutral until the flag. But now we're on the back of Tree Dome, struggling on the dry tyres. He has a lot of oversteer going on the final corner, and I was very worried that he was going to take me out on the dry tyres. They're struggling for traction. Those dries just really aren't suited to the conditions now. He needs to be on the intermediate tyres. But nothing really can do, just brave out to the end. But unfortunately got overtaken by Aaron as well, so that's P8 from Tree Dome. And we are going to come across the line now in P6. It's a fairly decent result. Not quite as good as the P5 I got around Spa. I mean, I didn't really have the pace to challenge Jetson today. Once he got past lap 1, there wasn't really much I could do. Probably could have fought him harder. We could have had a good battle or something. But nonetheless, P6 isn't too bad, as I'm getting really tongue-tied in this commentary right now. I hope it isn't showing too much, as their Tree Dome there finishing on the dry tyres down to P8. Very unfortunate for him. But New Zealand Ryan, shock, horror, big surprise, wins the race ahead of Tim Murdoch in P2, and Proza, excellent P3 for him. So not too bad, not too bad of a race. Pretty boring, if I'm honest. It wasn't the most exciting race in the world. I mean, the races around Spa and Italy were probably more exciting in terms of action, but still, nonetheless, not a bad result. And yeah, good points for the championship, as I will be showing them on the screen now. I've got 18 points, I do believe, just behind Aaron, who has about 6 more points than me, and ahead of the likes of Chimchar and Tree Dome and stuff. And Chimp and Haas probably way down the order as well in the constructors standings. Not really focusing on that too much though, as we just want to. It's a mini championship, so we just want to get a footing in this championship. I'll probably push forward for season 2 of the Oceania League, whenever that will be, whenever that'll start anyway. So there isn't going to be a race next week for Japan. That is going to be a week break for AOR, and the next race will be on the 18th, I believe, 18th February. So I'll have to think of more videos to bring out between then and now, as I don't want to just leave it for 2 weeks without a video. So I'll see what I can do, and I'll hopefully have another video on this channel at some point soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed the race and enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time for the next one. So see you guys then. Thumbs out.